journaling time.
Oh yeah. What's up, party people?
Hi,
Where's the
everyone.
music? Oh, got a little loud. There we go. All right. Welcome back to Journal Party Live. Say what's up in the chat. Let us know who is here, and we'll get this thing set up for us. Ooh, nice chill music. Should we go for something chill or funky tonight, Alex?
I kind of think funky. Maybe.
Funky? We like vibe it up a little bit?
Yeah, let's
see. I know I have a funk playlist in here. Ooh, gotta turn it up a little there. Yeah. All right. I believe we got Gabby joining us. Not sure what the abbreviation of sorts. I don't know. We got Geeky Witch in the house. How are you two? How was your vacation? It was nice. We had a nice little birthday vacay celebration. That's why I put us in a little cabin situation this evening. It was crazy. We don't get snow here in Los Angeles, but you can drive, 2 hours and up the mountain, and lo and behold, we were in a winter wonderland. It was crazy. I went sledding and we did s'mores, and we had a chef and lots of good friends with us. And actually that kind of inspired tonight's journey that we're going to be going on together here with our journal prompts. I was just thinking about how much I appreciate the social structures in my life. Well, there's a lot of different social structures in my life, and it was really nice to spend time in one that was so healthy. Oftentimes, different, whether it's like your work group, church group, you got all these different groups that you could be a part of in your life. And it was just a really powerful thing to spend an extended amount of time. Obviously, the surroundings helped. It was just a really magical place to be spending time with such really good people. But it was impossible not to notice how good it made me feel. And it made me just think wow, we talk a lot about our own inner work and working on ourselves. But also, I think it's important to pay attention to these other things that are affecting us, namely these social structures. And so we got 5 prompts for us that we're going to be doing this evening, and just going to take a little bit of a closer look at the energy that you bring to others, and also what you need from others in your various social groups. And so I think you guys are going to enjoy it. See, we got a couple more people joining us here. We got Carrie's here. Hey there, JP, logging in from the Hudson Valley. Cool.
Nice.
Funky, please. All right, +1 on the funky.
And I hope everyone is safe with the winter storms that have been coming on the East Coast. I know we had a little winter storm on the West Coast. Nothing in comparison, but...
Yeah, it's probably already melted. But I think that's what the people up there were saying. They're like, this never happened. So we did get a little pop of snow, and it was really nice. Chill music always hits good. This is like chill funk. I think we'll find a happy medium. Maybe we'll switch it up if the energy dies. What's up, Mary? How you doing? Bria Love's in the house. Kathy Poo's here. Chella. Glad you made it. If anyone needs snow, come on over. Oh my goodness, yeah. Melissa sent me a picture. That's Geeky Witch, by the way. Not to spoil her handle, but she sent a picture, and I guess she had tunneled her way out of some snow, and it was up to here on her, and she's like, by the way, I'm 5'4". Oh my God.
That is insane.
Carrie says, I don't think we've seen the ground for 2 months. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was kind of trippy, the way that we, we were pretty much snowed in, and there was a ton of snow. And then we went, drove down the mountain, and instantly we're just in green. It was 80 degrees. It was crazy. So California is a weird place. I think for people have all sorts of different ideas about it, and some of the things that you hear are true. Some are just hype and craziness or whatever. But one thing that is absolutely true, and one of my favorite things is really just how you can actually just go like an hour or two in any direction and find any climbing. There's a desert, there's the snow, there's the beach. It's so crazy. Really grateful.
Hello, Tina.
What's up, Tina? Hey. Bernita's. I don't know. Bernita S. I don't know. Well, either way, appreciate you showing up tonight. Yeah, happy Wednesday. Hump day.
Wow.
38 inches here in Rhode Island officially, and same carry. My goodness. Yeah, I don't know about it. There is some pretty silly video of me riding on like a $5 plastic sled that we got at a gas station. Pretty good times. I mean, you guys must be over it when it's that crazy, right? Like, do you guys still play in the snow? Are you still like, yay, or are you just totally over it?
Well, people have to shovel their cars to just it's a huge undertaking. As someone that lived in the snow for a little bit, it's a lot.
Oh, that's right. I always forget that you had that like chapter in Chicago, like really getting beat up by the cold. Tina says, I'm going to join on the TV. Yes, I love that. We love that because we used to act and now we don't. And so that's our way of making it onto a bigger screen. So over it, Kathy says. Oh yeah, Kathy, you shared your secret spot out in the wilderness. I wonder, it's got to be all snowed over right now, probably. When it thaws out, you can go find some peace there again. I actually found some peace. One of my favorite moments of the weekend. I was just like, I had finished a little ride down on the sled, and I just like laid back and was just like looking up. It's like so cool. One of the coolest things about the snow, I think, is like how it kind of mutes all like the sounds. It was just like true quiet out there in the forest. Pretty cool. Carrie said, "I feel you, geeky witch. Heard you guys hit the hardest with the blizzard. Made a bad snowman." I don't know why, but like I didn't think like poor quality snowman. Like my head immediately went to like, yeah, I'm a bad snowman. Like I want to make a bad snowman with sunglasses, maybe like a stogie or something like that. Just a bad man. Geeky witch, kind of over it. Yeah, kind of over the travel stuff. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready for spring too. The thing I do love about spring is the new beginnings and all that stuff. We're gonna definitely have to put some programs together to walk us into spring with all the changes happening around us. Gabby likes your sunflowers. Oh, that's my sunflowers. Yeah. I'm like, I don't have sunflowers. I painted that. Pretty proud of that. I'm not a painter, or am I? I don't know. Maybe we'll have maybe we can have like a painting/journaling session in one of these, because it is kind of an interesting way to express yourself artistically. Kathy says, yeah, I can't do the walk because of the snow. Truly unsafe. Yeah. All right. Well, stay safe, and hopefully it all thaws out, and you can find your way back to your secret spot. All right, folks. Well, I want to thank you for once again showing up to our little secret spot here, and I think. Yeah, it's 10 after. I think it's about time to get this party started. So let me get the captions going so people who are just joining us know what to do and what this is. It's the best I can explain it in a sentence or two. But like I said, we've got a program this evening that is just going to help us kind of take a closer look at our social lives and how it affects us. And yeah, these are some interesting prompts. I was going through them earlier today. It's going to be, whenever I rehearse them though, and I kind of like write them, I'm always surprised at how something different comes out when I actually take the time to sit and write through them. So anyway, if you're new, Alex and I will take turns reading the prompts and journaling along with you. And then at the very end, we'll all hang out, share our insights and our updates, our life updates. Those are always my favorite, hearing how you guys are doing, whether it's support or celebration. It's a real sweet family we got here. So appreciate you showing up once again. Alex, do you want to do the odds or the evens this evening?
I will do the evens, so you start us off.
Evens, okay. Very good. I'm just going to date my page here. February 25th already, just chewing into this new year. All right, folks, I think it's time to get going. So I will do the odds. Here comes your first prompt of the evening. The afterglow. Think of a recent conversation that left you feeling energized or settled. Describe what was said and how your body felt during the interaction, and consider why that specific connection resonates with you right now.
Energy shifts. Recall a time recently when you felt your social energy begin to fade while you were with others. Write about the thoughts that surfaced at the moment and what those feelings tell you about your current needs for solitude or engagement.
Ooh, love it when the music is timed up with the prompt like that. Invisible bonds. Imagine a relationship where you feel there is something important left unsaid or a boundary that remains invisible. Describe the emotions that arise when you think about expressing this truth and what you hope might shift if you did.
Group roles. Reflect on a specific group or friend circle where you feel you play a particular role, such as the listener, the planner, or the joker. How does this role feel to inhabit, and what parts of your personality do you feel are most seen or hidden in that space?
Rooted belonging. Think about a time you felt a genuine sense of belonging or being part of something larger than yourself. Describe the surroundings and the people involved and explore the feelings of security or purpose that experience provided you. I was doing the millennial stank face because we were getting some real good funky bass going on. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that was a thing until I saw a few memes about it. They were like, "Oh, whenever the millennials' favorite songs come on, all of us do that face."
Mhm.
I always thought that was just like my bass face, because I play a lot of bass. But anyway, not to bring us somewhere totally different, let's talk about what we just wrote about. So congrats on completing that session. Tonight we got the Silly Goose celebrating us. But
Mhm.
Alex, how'd you do?
I really enjoyed that. I especially enjoyed the first question because I instantly was able to recall a moment from over the weekend. Um, it's your 40th birthday. We had a lot of couples there, a lot of friends. and I was talking to two women who are very artistic, very spiritual, and they're kind of right in line with a lot of the things I enjoy and believe in and whatnot. And I was sharing with them a place in San Diego that my friend created called Your Space. And I was just telling them about how it's this creative co-op. So it's a space where part of it is like an antique vintage shop. Another part is a music room where my friend teaches music lessons to children. In the back, they host all sorts of events where it's like a sound bath, Reiki, yoga, music, just all sorts of incredible things. And I was just sharing with them that, if either of them, I think they have some yoga and some other artsy creative endeavors, if they ever wanted a space to do it in, they could do it in my friend's space in San Diego. And I know that we might actually host, and we haven't quite gone over this together, but might host a journal party there, which would be incredible. So I was just getting excited thinking about the possibilities that a space like that has. It's made for creative people of all kinds to come together and share whatever it is that they're interested in, whatever their career happens to be, or side hustle, whatever it may be. So I just really enjoy talking to some fellow creative females about things we could do in that space. So that was especially invigorating and exciting. And and also, I really enjoyed the question about kind of like a recent time where I felt my social battery drain. It's something that, I've realized over time, like I hit a limit. There's a limit. It's like about 3-4 hours in of a social interaction where I hit a wall and I'm just like, I need to get out because everything shuts down. It's just like, this is our limit. It's time to escape the situation. I love everyone I'm with. I love the social interaction itself, but there does come that time where I kind of hit the brakes and I'm just like, I need to go. And I remember specifically last week, we were in a social situation where I just like hit a wall and I was like, I feel weird. I feel uncomfortable. I'm saying weird things. I need to get and I was like, I was like, okay, it's time for us to go. And that's how fast it comes on, where I'm just like, oh gosh, okay, I need to move out before I I was totally fine the rest of the day, but I was like, okay, this is a point where things feel weird, I feel weird, and it's gonna escalate. We gotta go. So that was just kind of a funny, thing. But I think it's also important to recognize, what our limits are socially. And it's more than okay to say, you know what, I'm done doing this and it's time for me to leave. Or whatever the case may be. But I just thought that was a very recent and funny example of me hitting my limit and immediately needing to exit because I was embarrassed by the things coming out of my mouth. So
it's interesting how you received that prompt, just hearing your response to it. One of the things that I've sort of noticed as we do these things, a lot of these prompts or questions, they sort of beg like two different reactions or responses. There's like an internal component as well as an external component. And I found that, I received that one a lot more about like the external, like how is this particular type of group and what's happening affecting me and what are my requirements around that, which you had a little bit of that, to be fair, as well. But, the other thing, which was kind of interesting that you were talking about, like, you're like, oh, I'm saying weird things or whatever. And, it's also kind of just interesting to see like, okay, what's going on inside as well. And I mean, that might be one to kind of dig a little deeper in because me, Alex, I have a ton of social anxiety, especially after hanging out with people like the next day. I'm like, oh, what was I saying? All that stuff, but it never happens in the moment. And so I don't know that I definitely experienced that one a little bit differently, but also it's like, either way, it's interesting to see like what like I don't know what do you I wonder what you think brings that out, like what brings the stuff, like there's the why am I judging this part of it, and also like if objectively like it was awkward, it's like what makes the awkward stuff come out, what makes that I don't know what makes that thing happen that you have such a reaction to. But yeah, I was reflecting on a lot of different groups that I have interacted with, and the other thing is like the roles that you play in these different groups. There was that one where it's like, okay, are you the Joker, or like are you the smart guy, or whatever it is. I mean, we all have these like different little aspects of our identities, and I mean, you and I are pretty similar in that we have like multiple different friend groups that are kind of different. They're not always compatible. It's always interesting though when they do overlap. But like, you kind of get different things out of each one, and also you kind of play like a different role out of each one. And also, I was just examining like, okay, like those various groups, like my participation in them varies over time. Like some seasons, like you're really into one of those things, but it's like, oh, it's interesting to see like the ones that have kind of fallen by the wayside. It's like, oh, that part of me, that role that I was playing, like that version of me, it doesn't really exist in that same way anymore. So I of course I'm not going to those things. And I mean, ultimately, it was really nice to see that the most recent interaction was just one that was just so pleasant and enjoyable that, I mean, look, I've been doing a lot of reflecting, having just turned 40. I don't think that's abnormal. I think, to kind of take pause at this kind of, not pivot, but pivotal moment in life where it's like, okay, like definitively I am not a child anymore, right? And kind of mourning some aspects of my youth. But what was really nice on this trip was that the friends that were there have been with me basically my entire adult journey, even from the beginning where, I would look back and say, oh, that's a kid, like from when I was like early 20s, some of these friends even earlier, like this kid version of myself. And it's like, okay, we all like somehow made it to this adult version of ourselves, and in like a really healthy way. And I don't know, just so much fun to spend time with people who like know you inside and out, but also like, I don't know, none of these people were demanding that like the 20-year-old version of me showed up and, did whatever stupid, party tricks or whatever. I don't know. I was a little nervous about some of these prompts because I felt like some of them could get really heady, but I actually had a lot of fun with them. And I think that I want to maybe spend some more time digging into them. Because one thing's for sure, like the big thing that I got out of this was just how much it feeds my soul and how much I've been kind of, look, I'm the journaling guy. Like I spend a lot of time in solitude. And so, I'm definitely not lacking for that. And fortunately, I feel fed in the sense that, we just really scratched that itch of being together with some really good people and having that quality social time. But seeing how it affected me and how much I enjoyed it and how much like it really just felt like the best part of life in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. So it's cool to like take a look at all of that. And I will definitely be trying to make curating these sorts of experiences with these, these people who are so valuable in my life. I definitely want to spend more time putting those sorts of things together because the payoff is just so nice. So
absolutely. Yeah. We got some great feedback in the chat.
Yeah. Well, the space sounds amazing. Geeky Witch says, "Yeah, you should come do your cross stitch stuff there.
Just fly across the country."
Yeah, well, or even just take it for inspiration. Or like the other thing that's kind of neat is, and Mary's kind of touching on this here. Anyone else write about belonging to the journal party family for the last prompt?
That's great.
It doesn't always have to be, physical. And then I really appreciate how we come together every week. And it's like, okay, once we were strangers, like a lot of us are the same people showing up. Like I genuinely feel like I can call a lot of you my friends at this point. And so, whether or not you can make it down to San Diego to this spot, well, that was in response to Melissa, but whether or not you can make it down to that spot, like, maybe we can kind of take some learnings from that, what works there, and, workshop some things out, and, try to, it doesn't always have to be journaling. We talked at the beginning about maybe doing the painting thing. I know we had someone else who was interested in that. Yeah. Harry was down with the watercolor part of it. All right. Yeah, we should, just.
You got to get creative for sure.
Yeah.
There's so many wonderful opportunities to come together. And I do think, even though, we're on the internet, like, this certainly, fulfills a lot of my social needs for the week, just being able to correspond with people. And, it definitely feeds a very important part of me. So I think, we should expand and think about that.
Let's lean in. It's kind of crazy because I definitely didn't start journaling for like the social aspect of it. Right, obviously, but like, and like, you think about journaling, it's such like traditionally a solitary thing, but like, I think some of the best part of this whole thing, this whole journal party thing is just how magical like this sort of thing becomes when you share it with other people. And I feel like a broken record at this point because we say the same things every time, but it's just like, I don't know. I'm so grateful for the ability to not only go deep and be able to like work on myself, and it definitely helps with the accountability to have other people doing it alongside you. But then, like, I don't know, not everything that I come up with is true or good, or like, these are all thoughts. Like, you can't, like, that's another thing that has been part of my journey, is like having to not believe all of my thoughts, because sometimes I come up with, thoughts that aren't so nice for myself. And, whatever it is, you bring it out here into this social space, a space that's, very loving and creative, and you kind of work it out. Like, I don't ever leave one of these feeling bad. And like, even though it wasn't a journal party that we had this weekend, it was that same sort of thing where it's like, okay, I've been spending so much time apart from all these people. And then you come together and like, just even coexisting in that sort of like loving space, a creative space. We have people shaking maracas and playing guitar and all sorts of stuff, like everybody can kind of show up and be themselves. And like, this was a well-curated group, but this is becoming a well-curated group at this point as well. And it's like, to be able to just like express yourself and express, love for your loved ones. Hopefully on the regular, I think it's a really powerful thing. Kathy says, I'll do the painting journal party. Yeah. I got pushed back in the chat here to catch up. Okay, Geeky Witch. I had a mix of journal party and artist's morning for that prompt, Mary. Oh yeah, you were telling me about that. We gotta check that one out. Artist's morning. Maybe they can be journal party friends. Kathy says, I will withdraw from all conversations that revolve around politics. Let's talk surviving daily stressors and artistic work. My solitude is finding the me I am outside of being a mom. Yeah, it's hard to avoid that stuff these days, because it's like, it's just, you're just bludgeoned with it constantly, at least with all of our traditional media. But that's the nice thing about this. We can kind of like check that garbage at the door and.
I think also just survival wise, I know there are times where I cannot, under any circumstances, think about politics. I have my moments, but, and I've been trying to be better at, in social situations, not bringing up things, even though I'm thinking about them, even though I'm looking at them, I'm researching them. I found that, like, I'm kind of saving those discussions for therapy, to discuss my feelings around things. And still come up, but I found myself over the weekend bringing something up, and everyone's talking and all eyes on me. And at some point, I just kind of put it to rest. But it was, I applaud people who are able to say, you know what, I need to set a boundary, and this is not something I am capable or willing to get into right now. And there's so little time sometimes in any given day, so it's like let's focus on these our day-to-day lives, and I feel you on that, Kathy. I'm working on it myself, but I understand why it's okay to walk away.
Well, I mean, there's a reason it comes up all the time. It's just, because it is people's day-to-day lives that are affected by those sorts of things. And, I think the tough aspect of it is, you're kind of required to, jump into a tribe that may not, it's certainly not as curated as something like this, or like a cabin adventure, right? Like you're having to kind of go along with maybe I don't know that I agree with all that, but okay, but I need this to happen. It's tough. It's kind of it's how it's kind of played out in our society. But I get where people are coming from, but I unfortunately don't like how it pits you against people that you could otherwise love and find common ground with, and it's just it's become such a tribal thing. So I'm with you there too. And hopefully with all these amazing technologies and ways that we're hopefully we can learn how to use those to actually come together. That is the craziest and most ironic thing about the state of the world today, is how theoretically, we should be able to understand each other and come together in ways that we never, ever could before. And I guess, Journal Party is example and proof of that. But, I think at large and unchecked, with all sorts of various, motives behind, what is being put together, it kind of spins out, and we're in a weird place, I think, as a society right now. But I think ultimately that begs us to kind of shine the light within, as we do. And, you can't control the masses, but what I can do is control how I show up in the world, and hope that, that is, hope that's enough. I'm learning that is enough, not just hope. But easier said than done, but that's kind of our work. Carrie says, Mary Kay, this has become a family get-together I look forward to every week.
I
love that.
Well said.
I love it. Melissa, agreed. One of the first things that goes in my planner.
Love it.
Kathy says, I am the responsible one in most groups, the one who makes sure everyone is where they should be, doing what they should be doing. I follow the itinerary and pay attention to everything. I'm the one who fields all the questions, and now I'm getting a shirt that says, I don't work here.
That's amazing.
Alex, you're kind of like that a little bit. Yeah. You're very helpful.
I used to get approached all the time, people thinking I work in a shop or something.
That, and people just tell you stuff. People just come out of nowhere and just tell you things, I feel like. What is that all about? Some
exude certain energy, and people feel compelled to tell you their deepest, darkest secrets in short periods of time.
It's okay.
Yeah. I'm happy they feel welcome and appreciated and heard. But there have certainly been some interesting situations.
It's definitely interesting for me as well, kind of looking at those different roles. I think Kathy, you're kind of reminding me of how I used to show up when I was a little bit younger. I think, in my friend groups, I was always the one who was terrified of getting in trouble, and wanted to protect my friends. I didn't want anybody to get hurt or get into trouble. And so I was always the kid I don't know if we should be doing that. And it's I guess maybe, what's the other side of that, maybe I was in these things to kind of encourage me to break out of my shell a little bit and have a little bit of adventure. Now I would say maybe I kind of I've changed a lot. I've learned that okay, like a lot of life is worth taking risk and stuff like that. I could probably find some balance in all of that, but yeah.
I do have to share one thing, Alex, with everyone. This weekend, one of my favorite moments was, we had just had dinner, maybe a couple glasses of wine, and I saw you looking and evaluating a hill, and I knew right away you were thinking, can I sled down this treacherous hill? And I said, no, you can't. I saw tree stumps, I saw big trees, I saw rocks, I saw everything that you clearly could not in that moment. And I just went up to you and I said, no, don't.
How did you know I wasn't just looking for something?
I could see you, the way you were calculating. I just could see your inner thoughts. And I immediately, you were far away too. And I walked up and I said, you're not doing it. This is find another hill, find less, things protruding out of the ground that could hurt you.
See, this is why I married you, to keep me alive.
Yeah, so you've gotten a little relaxed in that aspect. Moving on.
Mary says, Geeky Witch, what is Artist Morning? It is a meditation / journaling combo on Friday mornings. Yeah, we should integrate some meditation. I'm a huge meditator. When I'm at my best, I do it twice a day. I think that would be powerful because actually that is often my morning routine. I before coffee, before anything, I just spend 20 minutes doing I have a mantra and everything. And I do that. And the days that I do, it's even, there's still that thing with the morning pages where you got head garbage and you're shaking it out, but it resolves itself so much more nicely when you've kind of done that work to calm your mind with the meditation. So we could totally take a look at integrating some of that. I mean,
yes,
yeah,
I into it. So please.
Journaling plays really nicely with a lot of these different modalities. Kathy says, sense of belonging is a foreign concept to me. People are shocked that I'm as intelligent as I am when they've judged by my outer appearance and that I can simplify topics. Yeah, well, I mean, being able to make to simplify the things that are the most complex that's like a superpower. So I think that's a really cool thing. And I mean, also, I mean, obviously we're very different people with different life experience, but I know what that's like. I mean, most of my life, I think I'm just getting over it now that I'm turning 40, but most of my life I've had this thought that people are not taking me seriously because I look young. And I've always had a baby face, and it's always really bothered me, especially as somebody who's done a lot of entrepreneurial work and things where you're really need people to trust you and believe you and things like that. And it's a challenge when whether or not it's true, if that's the perception, I mean, that is definitely a hurdle to overcome. But fortunately, I think, I don't know. I think attracts and hopefully you do find that sense of belonging, and I hope you find it here. Where I mean, look, obviously the external appearances and that kind of judgment is certainly not here, and that's one of the cool things of the internet, I guess, right? When you're comparing the real world versus virtual interactions. And maybe one day we'll mature as people where we can just, overlook those things and see, straight into the heart and soul of the people that we're interacting with. But, I will say you belong here. So I hope it doesn't seem too foreign to you for not for much longer. Geeky Witch says, I would love to go to San Diego. I was there 20 years ago and absolutely loved it. Dreamy sigh. Yeah. I think we're going to spend a little time there next month. Alex is turning, I won't say what you're turning, but...
I'm turning 39. I don't care.
You got a birthday. We're going to celebrate her birthday.
40 yet. That'll be next year.
Not quite. You can. You're always going to be younger than me. So
and
there's
that's
that.
All I
But yeah, San Diego is a beautiful place. I'm really looking forward to spending some more time there for sure. I mean, it's just it's like all the good parts of LA without all the bad parts, in my opinion. Just a little more chill. That Southern California thing without I don't know. Maybe I'm sure there's some areas like in downtown where it gets a little intense and stuff. We're looking at maybe moving there or maybe moving to other places on the coast where gotta find that right vibe. But it's pretty close in San Diego. It's hard to have. I don't think I've ever had a bad time in San Diego for sure. It's obviously beautiful. So yeah, we'll see. We'll let you know how that space turns out. I mean, I'm sure. Look, you're part of the family, so you're always welcome. Carrie says, this group has definitely meant a lot to me these past couple of months, as I've had a lot of cabin fever with all the bad weather here and have some connections. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad we can be here for you. And I mean, it's crazy to me. I don't even think about that because of that's one of those California things. Like I don't even. It always shocks me when people are like, "Oh yeah, there's a blizzard." And it's like, what? I'm just so in my little SoCal bubble here. I don't envy being stuck. The little taste of snow that we had this weekend was just enough for me. You know what? Where it stopped being cute was when I had to shovel out a parking space for somebody who was arriving. I was like, I want to have fun, not do this. I know. Yes, crazy. Oh man, we had to get snow chains to drive up the mountain, and you're not supposed to put them on, I guess, until there's actually snow happening. But it was like crazy. It was pretty intense that first day. I was a little nervous for the trip. Fortunately, the snow kind of chilled out. But then driving up the you can see what it would be like to plummet to your death off the side, but also you can't see it because the visibility was so bad, and the chains, and then we lost a chain. It was perilous, but we made it. And fortunately things chilled out for us. But man, I can't imagine you guys going through that on the day to day. That's crazy. Kathy says, is the new app up and running? So the new website is up and running. So the web version, if you go to journalparty.com, we have the new version of the web app up there. But I'm currently in submission process with Apple and Google Play. So they both have their things. They got to check and make sure that we're, not taking payment without honoring what we do, and that we have, terms and privacy policy, and that we have good data controls and everything. And fortunately, I've been spending a ton of time developing all these things and ironing all that out. So I'm pretty confident that we'll get, we'll actually get approval on those submissions very soon. As far as native apps that you can download on your iPad, your phone, or one of your devices and have it be like an app, that one should be coming within the next week or so, depending on how fast the approval process is and if they require us to jump through any more hoops or anything like that. But for now, if you want to get a taste of it, the journalparty.com is live, and the new app is up on there. And so check it out. Let me know. Try to break it. Honestly, I don't have a team of debuggers anymore. Now that we're developing it in house, and so or I should say beta testers. So if you're ever in there, something doesn't work the way it should, or it's a weird user experience for you, definitely send me an email, alex@journalparty.com. Let me know. I'm pretty good at fixing these things, but there's a lot of things, right? So be sweet party people and help me break it so we can fix it, and then once we have everything ironed out, we can really start our ads up again, start bringing it to the masses. But been busting my butt on it, and it is here, at least at the .com. So definitely check it out. Art journal. Yeah, art journals are cool. I've seen like the junk journaling thing. Like that's something I always like the posts that I see where people are like, they got the tweezers and they're putting stickers on and painting and weird all the fun tactile stuff. I mean, I consider myself a pretty artistic guy, but I've never actually dabbled in any of that. So if any of you know somebody who's like really into that and really good at it, maybe we can have them co-host a journal party with us and kind of open up that world to us. Like, I mean, you look at my journals and like, where's the camera? Yeah, my it's just chicken scratch all over it because I'm just like, I'm all about just getting my thoughts out on the page. And sometimes it's pretty and coherent and sometimes it's ugly and messy, such as life, right? And that's how I tend to prefer interacting with journaling. But I do love creative self-expression, and I also am a firm believer that there's no right or wrong way to journal. And so, yeah, if you have Gabby, if you have anybody that you follow that we should reach out to who does the art journaling stuff, because I know you sent over some accounts or shared some accounts with me before through IG. Let us know. We'll reach out now that the app's kind of set up, and we're kind of about ready to kind of re-embrace the world a little bit, at least in the, like a marketing and outreach sense. That was one of the things that Alex and I had been talking about is like, we don't really do the Journal Party podcast anymore, but this is kind of like a podcast with us, the way that we hang out. And, the live element is obviously super cool, but I would love to get some guests on here, get people, so it's not just us gabbing all the time. You said you make customized bookmarks. Cool. Well, share them in the group. We want to see what you make. Geeky Witch says, Kathy, I need that shirt. That's who I wind up being too. Yeah, see, you're in good company. You guys need to have a better online store, like doing stickers and maybe some bookmarks as well. Yeah, we kind of tried that. I actually tried that pretty hard. We had a warehouse, we bought a ton of inventory, we ran ads, we did all the things. And, unfortunately, it is a really tough thing to compete with Amazon on paper goods and things like pens and pencils and stuff like that. And, I don't want to make it political, but the tariffs rocked us. That killed it right away. So, hopefully we can grow to a point where we can, acquire more inventory and make it something that that we can actually, service and not lose our shirts. But yeah, I lost a lot of money doing that. So, kind of bringing it back to the OG idea, prompts and people, and bringing us all together. But I'm with you. I so much of this is like the physical pen and paper thing, and so we'll get there eventually. But I think we kind of need to hit a new tier of growth. So help us out, share Journal Party with people, and once we get more members, kind of doing the online stuff with us, maybe we'll be able to cut some better deals with our suppliers. But yeah, unless you're ready to buy like pallets of like 50,000 notebooks, it's pretty expensive to compete with Amazon. Carrie says, I'm getting all the feels tonight about being part of this group. You guys are all awesome. Yeah. I echo that sentiment for sure. Big group hug. Kat says, I'll check it out after this session. Guess you're talking about the website. Shella says, I do art journaling. Let's connect. Send me an email, alex@journalparty.com. Send me some of your stuff so we can see, how you do it. But yeah, I mean, this isn't just our party, like we want to open it up and make it exciting. And one of the things that I've been really looking forward to, I've been so in the weeds with just developing the app and making sure all of that works. I'm finally kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel on that. And so, we've got a backlog of all this stuff that we've wanted to do. And like I said, one of those things is kind of reaching out and collaborating a little bit more with other creators out there. And, a lot of what I've been working on has been to empower creators to, so I don't have to be the only one making prompts. Like now on Journal Party, on the new app, you can create your own programs and things like that. You can follow each other, and we've got lots of really cool stuff coming up. And I'm super, super down to, to collaborate, especially if you got the goods in the art journaling department there. So just send me an email and we'll see best way for us to kind of work something like that out. Mary says guests would be a ton of fun to have on. Yeah, for sure. Mary, we should have you on here. I know you've been publishing prompts and stuff lately, and super proud of all you guys. You and Melissa, I've seen you going live doing your cross stitch stuff. So, I mean, super cool. So, yeah, always encouraging the creativity in this group. I think some of the most fulfilling parts of my life the past couple years have been just being able to share like my creative essence with people, and then like to see people enjoying it and coming together. It's like I never could have imagined that it would be like this and be as fulfilling as it has been. I just wanted to make something to help people, get the benefits of journaling. And I didn't know that we were going to unlock benefits that I had never realized with this whole practice. So, I mean, super cool stuff. Kathy says, Five Below has the shirts, but I'm looking at making my own shirts soon. Well, if you do, drop them in the group so we can all buy them. Missing the podcast a bit too. Yeah, well, hopefully, like I said, now I'm getting a little bit more breathing room and, kind of seeing that light at the end of the tunnel with having developed the new app. I can start actually, creating content again. And I do miss it, but I'm happy that we took this leap because we liberated ourselves from a very poor business partner with our old app. And, not only the poor business partner, but we were limited. Like there were things that I had in my imagination, in my mind, things that I wanted to do, things that you guys were asking for, and now I can actually deliver on all that stuff. So huge unlock. And, I know that we've been kind of going for a couple years at this point, and some of you have been around and hanging out with us for a while, but I'm telling you, we are just getting started. This is the time. Like, we are about to let this thing rip in a big way. And also, like, I don't the other thing is, I don't even know like what that entails. I just know it's going to be great. The more I just kind of like trust this journey, I am just continuously amazed at how amazing it is. Again, like a lot of things in my life I'm learning are uncontrollable, and they turn out different than I imagined or I planned. But the more that I surrender to that, and the more that I just embrace it and show up and try my best, I mean, I'm often surprised at how much better it is. And you guys are all a part of that. And so once again, folks, thank you so much for being a part of this wonderful party, this tribe. You are my party people. And hey, now we've got party animals on the app for that would be actually a fun thing, because it's fun for me to create new party animals. So like, if you think that there's like an animal missing from the party animals, like, let me know, because they're really fun to make. So anyway, I love opening this up and allowing everybody to contribute, because the more I don't know, as much as like I love it that it's like my party, I really love that it's our party, and how much I feel like this is not just Alex and Alex. Like, I know we're the faces that kind of show up on here, but like seeing you all in the chat week after week, and just spending time with you guys, good quality time, and like seeing that like on the internet it's possible for genuine connection to happen, like real life supporting connection and growth. It's just a really powerful thing, and I feel blessed to be a part of it. And so thank you all so much. I think it's time for us to wrap up. I'm super hungry. Haven't had my dinner yet. We probably got a hungry puppy inside. So everyone, once again, thank you for journaling with us this evening. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, rest of your week. Alex, do you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, just thank you. And we got a few more comments, but we love you guys so much. And thank you. And we're really looking forward to seeing you next week. And thank you for going on this journey with us. So